So first, let's understand what is a variable, right? The entire algebra as a subject or a domain is built on this concept of variable. So generally we get to see variables like x, y, z, k, a, b, c, mu, alpha, beta, Greek letters, the English letters. So what's the reason that we use any of these letters, right? So if I know an answer to a question, like let's assume that Ram has 10 apples and 20 oranges in his bag. If I ask you, so how many apples does Ram have in his bag? So you would say the answer is 10 because you know the answer for that. If I ask you number of oranges Ram has in his bag, you would say the answer is 20 if you know the answer. Let's say Ram has not given any information. You don't know how many apples and oranges he is carrying in his bag. So now let's assume that the same question has been asked. So can you tell me how many apples does Ram have? The answer is like unknown to me, right? I don't know. It could be anything. It could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 3. Similarly for oranges also, I don't know. So for that case, right, when I don't know this, I can actually take a variable in place of that, right? Let's assume, this is how we would have done in school when we first started algebra. Let's assume that number of apples is x. So this is just the alphabet which is basically replacing the actual number, that is 10. If I take that as a fact, because I don't know the number, I am putting a variable which is represented by a letter called x. You call them literals. So that's basically a label sort of it, which is saying, so if I know the value of x, that is the answer for the number of apples. Now there could be a clue that, for example, he purchased, right, apples by paying 100 rupees. Okay, so Ram purchased the apples he has by paying 100 rupees, and cost of one apple is 10 rupees. With these two lines, I can actually figure out how many apples he must be carrying. Right? We obviously know, right? If one apple costs 10 rupees, so how many apples can someone buy with 100 rupees? So that's basically 10 apples. The other way to look at is this. So if Ram has x apples, each apple costs 10 rupees. So x apples basically cost 10x. Right? Each apple costs 10 rupees. So if I have x apples, if I say I purchased 5 apples, how much money would I have spent? Each apple costs 10 rupees, into 5 is 50 rupees. So instead of 5, I don't know, I'm putting with a variable x. So it's 10x. Right? And I know the total money is 100 rupees, right? Ram spent 100 rupees to buy 10 apples. So 10x is the money he would have spent. That is equals to 100. That gives me x as 10. That is the reason why we use the variables. The things which are not known to me, I will take as some variables like x, y, alpha, beta, any language, Greek, Latin, English, anything is fine. It's just that we are understanding that I don't know some value. This would be some number. Instead of that, I am putting some variable. Once I know this value, I can, do whatever I want. That is the purpose of this entire variables. The things that I don't know, I can actually find sometimes using additional information or clues. So to find that actual variable or the value, actually, let's say the number of apples is what I'm trying to find. I don't know this information, but I know this information. Okay, these are the additional clues. This I can solve by using the variable, I am assuming that unknown is x and I solve this. That is the entire purpose. The whole subject of algebra is built on this logic that I don't know something. I assume some variables that they are represented by some alphabets, English, Greek or anything. And then, we solve as per the given additional information to figure out what is required by me.